And Master Chia, we talked about men and kind of not getting to 10 where you ejaculate, but taking your arousal energy to about a 7 and then pulling the energy up. What about for women? How do they need to understand their own bodies? I know that you've taught about the 3 gates and the different parts of a woman. It's important for women to know and for men to know how that works. Is that right?
Because women we have 3 we call 3 gate and 3 water. That means every woman can capable of at least 1 or 2 or 3 or even 6 or 10 ejaculation in one making love. So everybody are different. So, but a simple theory is that if woman is fluid, is yin, is fluid. So if woman want to have more fluid, or we call juicy, wet, all the women have to do drink more water, because 90% of all the fluid is water. So drink more water, and women have so many glands that producing a lot of fluid. So sometimes we call the squash. The lady squash out the fluid. But in the Tao state, there are 3 gates. So one is the clitoris can, if we learn how to work on the lady until the lady ejaculation is clitoris. And the second one, all the Western people know the name called G-spot. And the third one is the, we call the uterus orgasm. So at least all these 3 places have fluid, and a lady can ejaculation. But lady ejaculation lose lesser energy than men. Men, one ejaculation is 100 million sperm.
Okay, so the women don't lose as much energy, and they have the ejaculations at those different places, and those are the 3 gates. And for the women, should they also be drawing that energy up into their brains and into their organs as well, the same as men?
Yes, because when make love in the Tao practice, we always talk about, we call a screwing technique, because so the lady have to learn how to do the screwing technique, like it's the second, okay? So when we, in a normal way, we call bumping technique, okay? You in and out bumping technique. But when you are spiral, you're screwing on the left, you screw left and you screw right, you know?
Can you do that from the front as well? Can we see that from the front as well? Okay.
So you see, you screw left, we call left screw.
Okay.
I don't know, this is the very bad word in English, there, right? We call screw you, is the bad word.
Yeah, I guess it is.
In the Tao technique, it called screwing technique.
Okay.
Called bumping technique.
Okay.
All the ladies' sensitive point is on shadow, and you on the wall, it's not in and out. So in and out, you miss them. So you have to screwing technique. So you screw left, and you screw right, and you front and you one deep. So that is a screwing technique. So that's why they have to learn how to spiral. So let's stand up, because this alone, the sacrum alone, spiraling on the sacrum, because we sit on the sacrum, this is a pump. And it's all the nervous system are coming right down into this sacrum area. So we sit too long, we press on this nerve, and the energy don't move very well. So every day you have to learn how to spiral on your sacrum. So you touch the sacrum and you spinning like this. You see, you spin and you reverse. So we call screwing technique. So in the Tao, they actually say screwing technique, not a bumping technique. If you're bumping in and out, you miss everything.
Okay, and what is the screwing technique actually doing? Like, what is it activating?
Screw on the wall.
Okay.
Screw on the wall. So all like the clit, and you have the leg. So the tip of the iceberg you only see on the top, but the clitoris have the leg and the bulb, the expansion part is on the wall here. Okay. And the G spot is only about not even 1 inch or about 3.5 centimeters, about this much only. So if you're bumping in, you miss everything. So they call screwing technique, not bumping technique.
Okay. Wow, that's super helpful, Master Chia. Anything else that while you're standing up that we should know about techniques or anything else?
So the whole key is they have to make sure the hip are moved, because making love is the hip and the sacrum. So when you are, so lady is important. In the olden time, they train the lady, the weight have to spin, the sacrum had to spin, and the hip have to move. The hip had to move. So like they're dancing, all the belly dancer wall and the hip wall, the same, because that is how this, so the people can just do the hip, the weight spiral,
Okay.
and the hip spiral.
Is that for men and women?
If you sit too long, yeah, if you sit too long,
Right.
and you get exhausted, you stand up and you spiral a little bit, reverse spiral, and the sacrum spiral, and you feel the brain activate, because this is the sacrum pump and the cranial pump. So when you use this sacrum pump spiral and reverse spiral, now you activate the cranial pump. And now they discover that when people sit too long, the sparkle fluid don't flow, the beginning of making the brain not very active.
Okay. And you said the belly dancers, they're controlling that area of their hips and their stomach, and that's what you're saying they used to teach the women to do.
That is what they are in the palace. They teach the concubine, the queen, and the princess and the concubine to all this, like the same thing like belly dancing and the hip movement and how to make love with the king, you know.